there was a public and a private side to Bill Moody, Paul Bearer, Percy Pringle. Choose whichever name you knew him by. But it seems to me that there was, the generous side, which is what we're hearing about from these stories. And then there was a very private side, like the Gulf Coast Wrestling Convention that was like for invitation only. And I was wondering if you have any experience with that or could talk about that at all.
A little bit. It's funny that you bring that up because the first I knew about Paul Bearer, he gave me his MySpace account or his email address or whatever it was. And I had friends and fans, I'd like to write Paul, or you've got his MySpace, how can I get in touch? And I asked him, I've got certain friends and relatives that would love to be able to write you a letter. Would you mind if they wrote you? Kenny, I give my email out or my MySpace out except for very dear and close friends. I would really rather you didn't. I thought, Paul, whatever you want. But if it's, either they're just fans of yours that want to tell you what they think of you, I said, but I respect your opinion. I said, but in all honesty, Paul, I said, I think you should open up and let your fans have contact with you. I always have, and I certainly don't put myself on the level of what Paul Bearer's done. But if someone thinks enough of you to write you a letter, to jot down a few lines, and to me that's pretty special because most of us don't get that. And I'm amazed at my level how much people care about what I think, do, or say. And I haven't done what the Paul Bearers have done, the Bobby Heenans, even that asshole Jimmy Cornette and a few others.
The Grand Wizard.
I think I passed the Grand Wizard. But I think I had something to do with maybe getting open up a little bit and let the fans in. Because he got on Facebook, and after being this private individual that didn't want nobody emailing him, didn't want no contact with anybody that he didn't know or approve of, all of a sudden there's Paul, and he's just chatting and talking to anybody that'll write him.
I remember he sent me a friend request.
Yeah,
he sent it to me.
Yeah, he requested you, and Dutch Mantel requested you.
And then out of the blue, I said something, it was very colorfully worded. Like, it was not very, and he pulled out on me, and then he said,
Paul didn't think much of foul language.
And he said, I love you, just, watch what you say. Your mother's on here.
Christopher has a tendency to, if you've read his Facebook postings, and I try to hold back a little bit. I'm probably rougher on radio than I am on Facebook. And for the reason that Paul said, your mother's on there, you got family on there, you got kids on there that probably shouldn't be, but they are anyway. And I'm sure Christopher just lambasted somebody with F words and shoved this up your anal orifice and all that. God knows what Chris said, but Paul got a little bit. And told him to mind his P's and Q's, so to say.
He told me that he loved me and, he did that kind of thing. And
he might take his business card back from you. I don't know.
He did that kind of thing, and he took the time. And a lot of guys don't do that. And that was the kind of guy that Percy was.